I'm headed to the pool. I'm going to a birthday party for my niece at the pool at their apartment complex, and I am taking something special today. I hurry and quick made a little pool ubu bag. It's a little emergency first aid bag for my sister. It's kind of a sundries first aid bag. We're going to go through it, and I'm going to show you what I decided to put in my little pool kit. Okay, I'm going to move these aside. First of all, let's talk about the bag. I chose a bag that's a little bit bigger. Normally I would just do a little tinier bag, but I chose just a little bit bigger of a bag because this one requires me to, it's got a bunch of little single-use things in it, and it requires me to do a lot of maintenance on it whenever I come back from any trip. Anything that I use in there I have to replace. I don't want to give my sister that task. She's got a young child, so she doesn't need that extra hassle. So I got just a little bit bigger of a bag. And also I can put a few more things in it. Now, not only did I choose this bag because it's bigger, I also chose it because it has a nice little adjustable strap on it so that she can throw it over her shoulder. It's small enough that she can stick in a bag, but she can also throw it over her shoulder, and this can just be the thing that she grabs when she goes to the pool. It has this little pocket in the front of it. I used this pocket to make a little laminated card to label the bag. It's important to label the bag so that my sister knows which bag this is. The bag is labeled for her. It's also labeled for other people at the pool so that somebody doesn't walk off with this cute little bag. The first thing I have here is an antibacterial hanging on a little silicone sleeve on the outside. This is refillable, but it's super quick access for her to use if she wants to give Lily a snack or something. She can hurry and wash her hands off, wash Lily's hands off, or you can hurry and clean off a wound to take a look at it and assess what you've got there. Now, this bag is for a pool bag, so I made sure that I got something that you could wipe off really easily, that it could get wet and it wouldn't get destroyed or harmed in any way. I also used this little pocket in the front to sneak in a little fan for my sister, because pool, it's hot. Has the little container for it in there too. I'm going to go through the main part of the bag first, and then we'll go through the front part. The main part of the bag has a lot of full-size items in it. I'm going to start with a bag of tissues, because tissues for every occasion. A lot of times when you get your face wet, your nose tends to run, and kids are messy. So this is a good thing to have. Along that note, I always include a little bundle of doggy bags. These are great little emergency trash bags. You don't have to carry a great big trash bag with you. These are really cheap, and they work great for, gathering up all of the mess that you make, inevitably. We'll talk about that in a minute. Next thing I have in here, because it is a pool party, I have some waterproof sunscreen, SPF 30 at least. Make sure it's waterproof so that the kids can get in the pool. You can get in the pool, and remember to reapply. I also, in conjunction with that, have some aloe for the after sun, after you burn. This is just a little refillable container. You can get it in the travel section of your local stores. Refillable so that it takes up less space. I also have a little bit of just regular lotion for the adults. And then I have a little bit of spray, pain-relieving spray. This is an antiseptic lidocaine and topical analgesic so that you can spray on little wounds. This is good. Takes a little bit of the pain off. Doesn't sting. It's good stuff. I also have a bunch of a little travel container of antibacterial wipes. I know she's going to use these a lot. I didn't want to get the single-use packages because they're a little bit more expensive, and she's going to use this a lot. And this is a more convenient, easier thing for her to replace, and it doesn't make a lot of garbage. So that's good. And then the last thing I have in this section is a permanent marker. You can use this to mark like a bug bite or to see if it's growing. I also have, wrapped around the end of it, some of this. It's the all-purpose Gorilla Tape. I used some of this out of my regular kit. A few weeks ago when I was there, when my niece popped a little hole in her pool floaty, this actually sealed the hole. My tenacious tape wasn't doing it for some reason, but this stuff stopped the leak. So you can use it to hang things as well, but super convenient just to have that, and why not? You've got the space for it. I also have in the big pocket. This is my alternative to Band-Aids. This is just waterproof medical tape. It works great for weird areas like fingers and toes, which are the things that get hurt at a pool, and it doesn't wash off like a regular Band-Aid's going to come right off. This stuff sticks and can keep a wound closed so the kid can get back to playing in the water. Okay, now let's go through this main pocket. We'll talk about that one in a second. So the first thing I have in here are a bunch of little ampules of single-use. This is just eye re-wetting saline solution stuff. You know, when you're at the pool, you get sunscreen in your eyes or you get chlorine in your eyes and they get irritated often. These are great for just clearing out your eye. I also have a little container of drawing salve. This Prid drawing salve is great. My sister's pool often has wasps and hornets around it, and so kids are getting stung here and there. Not all the time, but here and there. And so I have this to help draw out the wound if someone gets stung, in conjunction with another thing that I have in here, which is a pair of tweezers. Really sharp ends so you can get slivers out or you can get stingers out, and these two things work in combination great for both of those things. It also has anti-itch properties, and next I have a little baggie. This is just a little pill baggie that has a bunch of cotton rounds in them. If you have 2x2 gauze squares, those work great too, but I would put them in a container so that they can stay clean. They're not going to be sterile, but at least they'll be clean. Just 5 or 6 of them, not a lot, just to clean up the wounds. Next thing I have is some SPF lip balm. This is watermelon. Sunbum, don't forget your lips. Next thing I have in here is a little Ziploc bag that has a few latex gloves in it. Just when you're cleaning a wound or when things get messy, that can be a good thing for cleanup. And then I have some assorted little tiny packets of medicines. I've got some triple antibiotic ointment. I've got some hydrocortisone packets, and then a bunch of these little first aid burn packets. These things are fantastic. They can work for a burn on some metal or for a skid or just some general first aid stuff. They're good for just calming a wound down. And they're super cheap. Just don't forget to refresh them. And then I have just a few of these little steri strips just for closing a bigger wound. This is not trauma here. This is just to keep a little wound together. And then I have a whole series of 2 different sizes of these waterproof, sort of waterproof Band-Aids. They have the seal all the way around it, and that's why they call it waterproof. In my experience, these do not stay on. That's why you have this stuff, the waterproof tape. This stuff works way better if the kid's going to get back in the pool. But this is good, you know, it's good to have Band-Aids. You can have some regular Band-Aids too. I don't have those in my pack. And then finally, I just have a few of these single-use alcohol swab towelettes. But finally, why does she have Tic Tacs? This isn't Tic Tacs. This is medicine. This is for after that kid was so brave getting all of their wounds treated, you give them some medicine to congratulate them for being so brave. Anyway, I'm going to pack this back up and I am off to the pool.